Have other people ever made you feel like your best was not good enough? Mary knew how that felt. In Mark 14:8 we read Jesus' words, "She has done what she could. She has anointed my body beforehand for the burial." In this story, Jesus is in Bethany about a week before his crucifixion. Naturally, since he is in town, his friends want to get together for a dinner. A man called Simon the leper is the host. He had probably been healed by Jesus at some time in the past and just retained the nickname since no one with leprosy would be hosting a party. Lazarus, whom Jesus had raised from the dead, was also there. And of course, Martha was serving. What else would you expect? Mary, on the other hand, wasn't interested in the party. She was focused on Jesus. He was her world. She hung on every word he spoke. Martha was serving food to everyone, but Mary wanted to do something special for Jesus, which would express her gratitude and love for the one who had forgiven her and redeemed her. Perhaps she was inspired by the actions of a woman who had anointed Jesus earlier in his ministry. But whatever gave her the inspiration, she knew she wanted to do her best for Jesus. Mary knew Jesus wasn't just a family friend, an important man, or an inspired teacher. She knew he was the Messiah. She knew he deserved her best. So she took her most prized possession, a jar of very expensive perfume, and broke it. She then anointed the head and feet of Jesus. Then, kneeling like a slave, she wiped his feet with her hair. The disciples, led by Judas, criticized her for wasting this perfume. But their words didn't matter to Mary. What did Jesus think? That was the question. What would he say? Would he agree with his disciples, or would he see the love in her heart? Jesus was angry. He spoke harshly, but to the disciples, he defended Mary and her actions. Now there's a couple of points I want to bring out of this story. First, Jesus is worthy of our best. Sometimes churches and Christian organizations are criticized for spending money to build beautiful buildings. It's a waste, people proclaim, just like the disciples did. But doesn't Jesus deserve our best? Doesn't Jesus, the creator of the universe, deserve and appreciate beautiful things? Haven't great cathedrals borne witness to the glory of God for centuries? I know there's a balance in all things, and if things are done for the glory of man instead of the glory of God, then they are wasteful and wrong. But let us not be too quick to judge, lest, like the disciples, we come under the criticism of Jesus, and by implication, we say that he is not worthy of the best that we can do and produce. Second, this act of love was spontaneous. This was not something that was commanded by the law. This was not something that Jesus had asked her to do. This was love being poured out of a willing heart. This was Mary taking the initiative to please Jesus. She did not know the prophetic aspects of what she was doing. She just wanted to make Jesus happy. What about us? What is our motivation for serving Jesus? Do we do things grudgingly or happily? Is it an honor to serve or a duty? Do we go beyond in our love and try to do things to please Jesus that he hasn't even asked us to do? Do we put our creative abilities to work, thinking of ways to bring joy to the heart of our divine lover? Number 3, Mary did what she could, as Jesus acknowledged in the verse we just read. Sometimes we get worried that we're not as gifted or skilled as someone else. We may not have the financial resources to do what others can do. That's not what delights the heart of Jesus. Mary did what she could. She gave her best out of willing love. That was the greatest gift. Remember how Jesus praised the widow for offering her 2 small coins? Jesus does not judge things the way the world does. If we are giving him our best out of love, there is no greater gift. There is no greater delight to him. Fourth, Mary didn't care what the others thought. The disciples harassed her, judged her, misunderstood her, and tried to embarrass her. It didn't matter. The only important thing was what Jesus thought. As we launch out to please our Lord, others may criticize, misunderstand our motives, and even oppose us. Many famous Christians of the past were opposed by those inside the church community. The only thing that matters is how Jesus sees it. Let us walk with confidence as we pursue and love Jesus with all of our hearts. He will never reject us. And hold that thought as we move forward into 2024. For announcements at this end of the year, I thought I would share with you our 3 top videos of 2023. They were number 1, Talking Animals in the Bible, with 227 views to date. Number 2, The Christian Importance of AD 70, with 155 views. And number 3, When God is Silent, with 54 views. If you missed them, take a few minutes and watch them now. If you're watching them on YouTube, the links are in the message section. Also, share them with your friends to help them learn more about the Bible and Christian life. Don't keep it to yourself. And work is continuing on our Biblical Law 2 course. Hopefully it will be completed early in 2024, and then we'll begin working on the Sermon on the Mount course. I'm excited about this course because it will give us a good insight into one of the greatest sermons ever preached. May the grace and peace of our Lord Jesus Christ be with you. God bless.